Hi, my name is Rachel Elkin, and I'm in Math 2050, and today's lesson is going to be about base 10 blocks, and I'm going to represent a couple of addition problems and a couple of subtraction problems regarding pages 39 and 41 in our activity book. And here are the problems that we're going to talk about today. But first, I want to explain to you what each of these represent and what they're called. So to start out, we're going to talk about units. Yes, this little guy. He stands as a place value of 1. So how many units do I have right here? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. Okay, well, let's talk about longs. How do we even get to these? Well, 5 more of our units make up the same amount of place value as 1 long. Let's count and make sure. Each long has 10 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means that 10 units is equal to 1 long. Simple enough, right? Okay, well let's try something a little different. If 10 units equals 1 of these, how do we make a flat? Well, let's count. How many spaces do you think is in one flat? Well, we can see off the bat that it has 10 rows. So let's count and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that means there's 10 rows. Okay, well, let's count the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 going down and 10 going across. So that means there's 100 spaces. How many of these do you think could make up one of these? If 10 of these make up one of these, then how many longs can make up a whole flat? 10. That's correct. So let's make sure we go over this one more time before we start our addition process. 10 units make up 10 longs, and 10 longs make up 1 flat. So let's start our addition problems first. Our first problem is 57 plus 49. So let's start with our ones. Let's count out 7 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have 7 units. So let's see how many more it wants me to add. It wants me to add 9. Okay, so let's just add 9 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. I think that's enough units for me. What do you think? I think we can also regroup these. Remember what we talked about. 10 of these is equal to 1 of these. Are we able to count out 10 units to make up one long? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so I can take 10 units away to replace with one long. Okay, so let's put the units aside for now, and let's talk about our tens place. Our problem says that we are to add 5 tens plus 4 tens. Okay, so let's start with our 5s first. We're going to add 5. So that's our 1 extra from our units that regrouped. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now it wants me to add 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that is a lot of longs. Let's count and see if maybe we can make 10 longs to make one flat. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do you know? We can take all of these to make one whole flat. So let's take those away and replace them with one whole flat. So, looking at our final answer, we have one whole flat, which is the value of 100, and 6 units. So, we can say that 57 plus 49 is 106. Let's try another problem. Our next problem is 167 plus 346. So let's start with our ones place first. 7. So let's count out 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It says we need to add 6. So let's add 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Do you think that we have at least 10 that we can regroup to make one flat? Well, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we can take these 10 away and replace them with one long. So let's put our units to the side for now, and let's try to count our tens place. First, it says to count 6 tens. Okay, let's count out 6 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so let's move to the next tens place, and it's wanting us to add 4 more. Okay, so let's add 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, with our extra that we have to include, let's count and see how many longs we have all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do you remember what we said? 10 of these can make what? 10 longs can make 1 flat. So, with that being said, let's count out 10 longs to make our 1 flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to leave us with 1 long. So let's put all of these aside to replace it with 1 long. Okay, now we're going to put our 1 long aside and we're going to add our 100ths place. Our problem states we're going to start out with 1 whole flat, which is the value of 100. So we're going to put 1 whole flat next aside to our flat we regrouped. And it wants us to add 300. So, since 1 flat is the value of 100, we're going to add 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. So, we now can say that we have 5 whole flats, which is the value of 500. We don't have 10 flats, so we can't regroup. So I think we're done. So let's count how many we have all together for our total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. 1 long, which is the value of 10, and 3 units, which is the value of 3. So 513 is our final answer. Simple enough, right? Well, let's try something a little bit more challenging. Let's try to do some subtraction problems. We're going to start out with 235. I like to go ahead and set up my problem with my base 10 blocks so I can see how many of each one that I have. So I'm going to start with my hundreds. So I'd say I have 200s. So let me get my 200s out. It says we have 3 groups of 10. So let's get 3 longs. And it says I have 5 units. So let's count out 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 1 too many. Okay. It wants me to subtract 7. Okay, well, let me look at my units. I only have 5 units. How am I going to subtract 7 units from this little bitty 5? I can't. So how am I supposed to create enough units for me to subtract my 7 that it's asking for? Well, let's stop and think. If one of these longs can make up 10, I'm going to simply just take one of these away and I'm going to put it underneath these ones. So let's count out 10 units to add to my available units that I already have. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now I can take that 1 long away that we took away from here. And I created 10 little bitty units to give me the amount of units I need to take away. All right, let me get this set up here. All right, so now how many units do I have? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 units, and I can now take 7 away. So let's take 7 units away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's put those away. Let's move on to our tens place. It's wanting me, since I borrowed in my base 10, I'm going to borrow on the paper to show you what I just did. We said after we subtracted 7 from our 15, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left. So let's put our number 8 down here at the bottom. Okay, now it's saying I have 2 tens and I am to subtract 9. Well, I know that I don't have 9 longs there to subtract. So what am I going to do? Well, I do have 2 flats. So, and I know that I can take 10 longs to make 1 flat. So I am going to take 1 whole flat away, and I'm going to add 10 longs to give me the amount that I need to subtract my 9. So let's count out 10 longs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Now that I have taken away my flat and I've added the amount of longs that I need that I can take away the 9, let's make sure that I have enough to take away. So let's count how many longs that I have total. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 minus 9. It's wanting me to take 9 away. So let's count 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's take those away. Now, I am left with 3 longs. So how do I do that on paper? Well, let's see. We borrowed 1 flat and we added 10 to my tens. So 12 minus 9 is 3. Okay, let's move on to our hundredths value place. It says that I must now subtract 1 from 1. So it wants me to take 1 whole flat away. So let's just take that flat away and put it aside. How much do I have left? Well, let's count and see. 1, 2, 3 longs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 flats. So my answer in my base 10 blocks shows that I have 38 left over. Did I get the math right? I think I did. Good job. Let's move on to our last subtraction problem for the day. Our last subtraction problem is 213 minus 96. So let's set up our subtraction problem. 2 flats, because they're the value of 100, so we need 2. And 13. So that means 110 and 3 units. Okay. we have our base 10 blocks set up and we're ready to go. So it wants me to subtract 6 units from that 3. Well, I don't have 6 units to subtract. So what do? We take one of these longs away and add 10 units to be able to take away my 6. So let's do that. Let's trash this and let's make 10 units. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Now I know I have more than 9 to be able to subtract. So let's count out 9 units to subtract. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's take 9 away. 9 away, and we are left with 4. Okay, well, now that my 1s are taken care of, let's move on to my 10s. I don't have any 10s. But my problem says that I should have 1, right? No, I took that 1 away, remember, to make 13 units. So I could take my 6 away. That left me with 4. So now what am I supposed to do? Well, I know I have 2 flats left. So if I can take one of these flats, I know I can give myself 10 longs by taking one of those away. So let's do that. Let's take away one of these and let's add 10 longs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, great. Now I can subtract how many that I need, right? So let's show what I just did on paper. I took 1 flat from my 2 that left me with 1. And I carried 10 longs over to my 10s place. So now I have 10 longs and I need to subtract 9. So let's subtract 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am now left with 1 whole long. Okay, so let's move on to our 100ths place. I am left with 1 whole 100, and it doesn't want me to take anything away. So I can leave that flat right there where it's at. So my final answer should be 1 flat, 1 long, and 4 units. Let's do my subtraction and finish the problem out on paper. 10 minus 9, we said, was 1. And 1, it says not to take away anything from the 100ths place. So I'm left with 100. So my final answer is 114, right? Let's see. I don't think I did my math right in my 1 section. So let's go back and double check. We started out, after we borrowed, we had 13 1s. And we took 6 away. I think we might have taken too many away. So let's try to add, let's get my 13 1s back out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And it wants me to take 6 away. Well, the first time we did it, we counted out 4. Well, let's try it again just to double check ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We messed up on our math for our ones. So our final answer should not be 114. It should be 1 flat, 1 long, and 7 units. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 long and 1 flat. So our total from 213 minus 96 is 117. I hope you all have a blessed afternoon.